Live.
Recording in progress.
All right, we back. Greetings, family, friends, and the world. This is Mikael Eric Harris, better known as the Juice, also known as the Alkaline Water Guy. How's everyone doing this beautiful night? Now, I didn't get a chance to tell the date. This is the night after the day of February 8th, 2026. February 8th, 2026. And this is, excuse me, Fight Fire with Truth. This is Fight Fire with Truth. And today, or tonight, shall I say, me and my brother G1 were just mainly talking a little bit of information on consistency and momentum. Momentum and consistency, should I say. Momentum and consistency. You know, by being consistent in what you're doing, you make things happen. We're just sharing things in general, talking about things that's happened, how people have gotten things and how things have happened for them by being consistent in the things they're doing. One thing that I can share with you on my point of view is how consistent I've been with my product when doing my alkaline water, my alkaline teas, since I first got my machine. Doing the water, doing the alkaline teas, a lot of things that has happened to other people. By me being consistent with what I'm doing, I've learned a lot of information. No different than being consistent by doing these nights. I've been doing these nights since I think I started back in 2019, was it? Excuse me. I think I've done Mikael's Knowledge the Truth since 2019 or 2018. But I've been doing it consistently. And it grew. It grew to different nights and then grew to the knowledge that I've come to know now and a lot of things that I'm sharing now. And I actually started with Juice Pro 33 when I was doing my indexing. And if you look down in my archives and my history in Juice Pro 33, you'll see when me and my baby we were doing um, indexing classes in Detroit, indexing classes in Detroit. We were doing indexing classes here, and we was traveling doing. We went to Mississippi, and we also went to Atlanta a few times doing the indexing classes. And I've been consistent since that time. But excuse me. But also, I've had trolls come in and they play something on one of my pages, and my YouTube ended up getting terminated. So my last Juice Pro 2012 got terminated. So I'm back to my first YouTube, which I'm glad that didn't get terminated. So I was able to just jump back on that one and pick up from where I left off at. So just wanted to share that. But the key tonight is momentum and consistency. The more you're consistent in what you do, you're bound to make it happen. And as I always say, if you got a bucket of water and you stick a stick in there, like paint or whatever, I don't care how thick it is, start stirring. No matter how thick it is or how thin it is, when you start stirring, excuse me, that's your momentum. Once you'll get your momentum up, this is where your customer starts. This is where your customers come. This is where your fan base come. This is where people start to follow you. People start to follow you. If you have something that's interesting to them, if they're interested in, they're going to start to follow you. When they start to follow you, that's when your momentum has begun. Being consistent, and then your momentum will carry it. Momentum will carry it. So momentum and consistency. I said momentum first, but I guess I should have said consistency and momentum. But I like momentum and consistency. It sounds better that way. So other than that, G1, is there anything else you wanted to share while we just getting back started with part 2? We back on. And also, this was we kind of started off talking about because the night today, I guess you could say, was Super Bowl Sunday. I didn't even know. I forgot. I ain't forgot. I didn't even know. They go to show you how much I pay attention to sports because I'm not into it. Just letting you know. I'm not even into sports. So I didn't even know Super Bowl Sunday was tonight. But it gave me a chance to hook up my new computer. Um, so now I can hear anything that's coming through. And with my old computer, I'm actually on YouTube Live on there. So on that one, I'm on my YouTube Live on there, and with my other two devices, my other two phones, um, I'm on Facebook and Instagram. All of a sudden, excuse me, y'all. Boy, I don't know why all of a sudden these yarns just start coming on me all of a sudden from wherever. My seeds, other seeds fell. Nope, not you. Cause my grapefruit seeds fell. But other than that, we here just chilling, what have you. Now, also was throwing out there to me when it comes to these games, it's still of the Roman Empire. So me and G1's a little bit, was talking a little bit about that as well. He mostly got off into the games. Me, I'm just talking about the games. I'm more like the Roman Empire because these are the gladiators of today. I always share that. And the Roman Empire has engulfed the world, and the world don't even know it. They don't even understand what they're following. You know. Excuse me. So it's a lot of things that's happening today that people don't even realize. They're living in something that they don't even see. They don't even understand.
Yeah, even the numbers be Roman numbers when they put the Super Bowl numbers.
Exactly. There you go. Come on, bro. Say that again.
Yeah, they don't even be the regular numbers. Like some of these numbers, I don't even know what they is. So, like just till they get to a certain point, they Roman numerals.
The Roman numerals, exactly.
Yeah, they're using Roman numerals to even say what Super Bowl. Like, yeah, this is Super Bowl 60, and it was like a LV, and I'm like, what is LV? And like, I only know certain ones in the Roman numerals, but like LV, I know that's something, but I know B is 5.
And I was just about to say,
No, I think it's LX. I don't know what.
but I was about to say, when I was in Mississippi, my first spiritual teacher, he broke down what 666 was in the scripture in the Bible, Revelation 13, when it said that man, the name of that 66 is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Shall I say? I'm not a quoter. Then when you Victorious Philly D is the Pope's name, and when you break down Victorious of Victus Philly D, Victus Philly D, when you break all them down in Roman numerals, it adds up to 666. And you just came out with, you just said the magic word. They do use Roman numerals for those. And not only that, the Olympics is out now. That's Roman. That's the Roman. Remember the Romans and the gladiators and Greeks and stuff like that used to do the now that's Greek mostly. Remember the Greeks? They used to do a lot of the Roman type of regalia in the Colosseums and things like that. Rome picked it up from the Greeks, and this is where you got the 5 rings at.
Yeah, maybe all of that stuff.
Yeah, all this stuff what people don't even realize. This is stuff from ancient times, but people don't even know it. They're just participating, and they don't even look up the research to find out what it's from, what is it about. They don't research none of that. They just get into it because of where they at today.
Yeah, they even has Snoop Dogg in a couple Olympic commercials for the snow team, because it's the Winter Olympics. But like over in Aspen right now. But yeah, man, they use people like Snoop to influence you into thinking, oh yeah, let's watch this. And, you know what I mean? They just make it seem like it's just something just you know,
And it's really just them being in power. It's like, put like this. Instead of the Stone Age being in power in the Stone Age, it's like the Jetsons in the time of the Flintstones. All of it is still the Roman Empire, but they went from the gladiators from ancient of days in the time of Caesar to the gladiators in the time of the Pope. They both still love the Roman Empire, but they changed the format of it. It's still Rome, but it's a different format. That's the momentum and the consistency that they did with the New World Order. A lot of people don't even know the New World Order been started. The New World Order started way back in 1933 or many before that, truthfully. Because Adam Weishaupt, he actually is over the Illuminati and the New World Order. And I remember, if you ever read Adam Weishaupt and his story, because I read this when I was in Mississippi. I don't know why I read across, but I ended up reading that. I don't know how I came across to read it, but I remember reading that. And there was a guy on a horse. He was bringing some plans to start the New World Order at that time, but an act of the Creator struck him off the horse, killed him. It wasn't time for that yet, but it was going to happen. But at one time, it was an act of the Creator happened because they were going to do it earlier than it happened, sooner than it happened, but it happened. Adam Weishaupt, if you look up Adam Weishaupt, this is where the Illuminati started from the riches, from the families, from him and from their family. Matter of fact, one of the brothers married his sister. I think that's how it was, because he wanted to keep the money in the family. Man, there's so much stuff that's out here people don't know. Father allowed me to understand a lot of information. Momentum and consistency. Momentum and consistency. And integrity. But consistency, not momentum and consistency, no matter what you do. If you're good, it's going to prosper. If you're bad, it's going to prosper in whatever that person is doing. But it's the consistency that a person is doing. Consistent. Keep moving. Even if it's not right, they're consistent in it, it's going to be right for them, because people don't even realize.
Man, most people is consistently failing. You know what I mean?
Yep, there you go. That's true. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it's like when you're in class, you don't consistently get them good grades, or you flunk them out of the class.
That's right. That's 100%. Consistently failing. That's true. Because a lot of them don't try to change, and then a lot of that consistency deals in what they call it insaneness. But they say a person that consistently continually do something is insane if it's not working for them. That's insanity.
Or mentally, or it's the mental health. You know, it may not be straight insanity, but that just shows it's a reflection of your mentality is sick. You're mentally not
stable.
You know what I mean? Right, you're mentally unstable. Yes.
Yep, mentally unstable, mentally not stable. Yep. You gotta be consistent in what you're doing. You gotta be consistent, and the more you're consistent, just like they say Edison, even though I believe Edison stole some stuff from Nikola Tesla, but they say he tried to make the light bulb so many times, and each time he got better. I guess that's where it's supposed to be. But yeah.
Mentality is important, you know what I mean? Because your mental is how you act. Move and talk and think, you know, all of this is based off of your mentality. So, yeah, man, if you don't have the right mentality, you won't, like you said, your consistency is either going to be consistent bad, or the consistency is, you know, you constantly elevating.
Right.
Right mentality. You know what I mean? Whereas other people, they don't seem to progress. They stay stuck and stagnant.
Their consistency is limited.
Yeah, they're kind of like blank. You know what I mean? They don't make no progress. They're just in the same place. They're not even going up or down. They just kind of stuck in park. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like park.
Yeah, man.
Momentum at all. Like they not forward or back. They just
Stuck, like you said.
people they just in neutral. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. But one thing I can say, I'm glad that this new computer is up, man. I'm thankful for the brothers that shared, and I'm just thankful for the family, bro, because I got a few donations from them to come to brothers from there as well. So, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for, and I'm glad that they can see the difference in what's growing in what we're doing.
Yeah, man, that's good, bro. Like you said, brothers see the difference and that it matters. You know what I mean? That
Yep.
making a difference.
Yeah, bro. I guess we're gonna probably call this short tonight.
Yeah, no, that's good, bro. You've been on since 9:30. So that's
Yeah, man. It's good, man. I'm glad you came through, chopped it up with us tonight. We just sit down and just chill, you know. And you said the Seahawks won though, huh?
Yup, they got their lick back because the last time they played in the Super Bowl was what Super Bowl 49. I forgot what year that was, but yeah, they played. They actually played the Patriots, and the Patriots beat them. So, and that's funny that Marshawn Lynch. Remember we were just talking about the last time the Seattle Hawks won. Marshawn Lynch was on the team. He had a commercial for Nike after the game was won, and he said, you know, it seemed like you said, they might already know who's going to win. I don't know if they do stuff like this for both teams just in case one win or one of the others. But yeah, it's like they knew they was going to win because when the commercial, Marshawn Lynch is like sipping some tea, and he's saying it's nice when you get your lick back. You know what I mean? Like how like last time they played the the Patriots, they beat them in the Super Bowl. That was Super Bowl 49. They played
Right.
each other in the Super Bowl, and Seattle lost. So you know he was saying it's nice when you get your leg back, like how you know what I mean? Because they won the game. So it's like they already know they was gonna win. You know what I mean? Because how you got this
Mean what you're saying? They made the commercial before they even start the game.
right? Yeah, it's like they had it ready just in case they won, or why would you make a commercial just in case they win? It's like unless you know they gonna. You know what I mean? I mean, these companies got money to do stuff like that, to have commercials for either way, however it play out. But I don't believe that they just happen to have one made. You know, they knew this was probably going. You know what I mean? Even the whole, like you were saying the earlier, the brother was talking about betting. Like, it's a lot. There's been a lot of scandals with.
I've been hearing a lot about them football games and stuff like that being already rigged. They already know what's going on down the line. They already know what's going to happen.
Even with just the conspiracy you have now because of the betting, you have there was a big NBA thing where Chauncey Billups and all of these a bunch of NBA players they even indicted what was the guy's name that played for the Pistons? Yeah, he even got suspended for a little bit because he was indicted by the FBI on all of these betting scandals where they like shaving points and the refs is you know adjusting the way the game play and all of this
Really?
everything. Yeah, that just shows you that these people are betting. Like one of the players was, his man's would be like, bet on me to score this many points or not to score under this many points, and he won't score that many points, so it's me to win and they bet to their homeboy, and they win the money and shit. Yeah, so they was getting indicted. There's a whole NBA scandal and yeah, it goes on in all sports. It's been proof. There's a whole movie about the Yankees, what is it, Last Man Out or something like that, where the Yankee team was one of the World Series was rigged. Yeah, man, like in I forgot what years it was, in the 30s or something like that. They rigged one of the World Series. Yeah, man. So it's been long known, man. Even in the movie Harlem Nights, when he rigged the fight for him to take the loss, and then he bet so they could bet on him and make him think that he was gonna lose, and then they switched. They did a whole,
Yep.
you know what I mean? So stuff like this has been going on. When you got juice, when you on the inside like that or high levels, you can make people, you know, or you the ref, and you know your uncle, your brother-in-law made some bets on the game. You can call a couple extra fouls or whatever. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So with FanDuel and all of that, it's more rampant, even more so, and just out.
All this stuff I believe pretty soon all this stuff gonna be cut out. All this stuff gonna be cut out. Just because it's like that.
But it seems like this is what they want because all the people, this is all they got. You know what I mean? Like, even all of these things, man, is like, you know, the boo-boos, the little dials and stuff, blind, but everything is becoming a gamble where you have to kind of like.
That's why I say I believe all this stuff gonna get cut out.
Casinos, everything, all of this stuff. You know what I mean? They want people to feel like they can get a quick chance because ain't no other way they can get nothing. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really, most people can't deal with going the long term, or so it's like, you know, these are like little quick fixes, and then you get people addicted to this.
And that's what they do. I think a lot of it's gonna get cut out. I think a lot of gonna end up the system's just gonna start falling. They're gonna start cutting a lot of stuff off because things have to get back straight. Things have to get back straight to the point where a lot of this negativity, the stuff, all this stuff, family got to come back. People, the love got to come back. Everything got to come back. So a lot of this stuff is getting ready to get cut. I believe a lot of stuff gonna get cut out soon. Not fast, not like a snap, but it's gonna start dwindling down.
But they say these are indicators of the fall of society, of what, you know, what do they call it, decadence, when it's right before the fall, like.
There you go. That's right. There you go.
Yeah, so like even like only, you know, I don't know if you heard of OnlyFans.
Yeah, I know about OnlyFans.
Yeah, so stuff like that. When you are promoting women to sell your body, like this is, you know, to get money, like this is, that just shows you that's another indicator of society is falling when they are promoting their women to do stuff like OnlyFans to make money. You know what I mean? As opposed to go to school.
And not only that, they made it like normal.
That's what I'm saying. When they normalize it,
there you go. Yeah.
In college, it's more lucrative to go to OnlyFans to go get a degree and become smart. You know what I mean? Like, people is getting money off doing stuff like playing video games, betting on family. Like, that's how you know society is falling. It ain't like we talk about intelligence, getting intelligent and being smart and doing this. People feel like you don't have to do that. For what? Go to become a doctor, get a job for what when I could just be OnlyFans or I could just play video games.
And that's what I mean by that's gonna really, I'm saying that's gonna get cut out because that's on the negative side of life.
The way it's gonna get cut out is once everything collapses.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna collapse. It's all gonna come to a halt in the end, but not all at once. It's gonna start coming, dwindling down slowly but surely. Put it like this.
Well, that's now.
Right.
Happening in real time,
right. Because remember how long they've been twerking on the phone. You don't hardly see them twerking like they use. Every time you look up, you make a page, you turn the page on Instagram. Somebody got their butt in the air twerking. I thought they weren't gonna never stop that.
Well, it went to OnlyFans. That's because they learned how to monetize that and turn it into girls now. They just showing off their body, getting lust. What do they call it? Thirst trap.
There you go. A lot of stuff is getting ready to get cut off because the crooked crows have to be made straight. I'll be right back. I can hear you, but I'll be right back. I'm listening. But I hear you, bro.
Nah, I was just saying, man, like, yeah, eventually it's gonna have to happen because society ain't gonna have no money type stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Because the dollars, man, they getting less and less. You know, you start to need more and more money just to acquire things. That's why the price of things like gold go up. Bitcoin was a creation of a hedge against inflation. You know, it's a deflationary currency. So every time that the dollar gets weaker and weaker, because they print more and more dollars, you know, Bitcoin goes up, gold goes up, silver goes up. Things that's real go up. The cost of real things like food and money and housing, all of these things go up because the dollar becomes worthless and worthless and worthless. And so silver and all these things are increasing in price because around the world, countries are getting out of the dollar. They're getting off the dollar and they changing the dollars in for more gold, more silver. And so that's what's causing the prices to go up in these things. Because for a long time they try to manipulate the market to silver, because silver should actually be way higher, but they started, silver and gold this year have reached record all-time highs. You know what I mean? An ounce of silver, a gold now is like around $5,000. It hit 5,000, it dropped down a little bit, but it's these are all-time record highs, man.
That's true.
10 years ago, the gold was what, around $1,400-$1,500. Now it's $5,000 for an ounce. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, it's like all of this shows that the money is like this equilibrium cannot be maintained. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's why you start to see no more middle class. Middle class was when it could be an equilibrium, but now it's getting to straight being everybody's poor. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody, unless you part of the wealthy class who can buy up when shit gets low. Like, you ain't one of these. What's that one guy everybody loves to talk about that makes money?
Elon Musk.
Nah, not him. He's an older dude.
I'm looking at his face right now. The one who promoted the vaccines.
Nah, he's a bank dude, man. It's investment. Jay-Z and all these people love to mention this guy's name. I can't think of his name, man. I wish I could. Dang. Investing type dude. He's worth mad money. He's like 90, 80 something years old.
He ain't one of the Rockefellers, is he?
He's like type one of them type dudes. Let me see. See if I can Google
But what about him? Even though you're looking for him, what is that he do?
well, like how these people, they consume for the rich. Every time things get cheap, when these collapses happen, the transfer of wealth, they buy up more of the stocks. When stocks drop, once everything collapses, they got the money to still come in and buy up everything cheap. You understand? Like, when you losing your house for pennies on the dollar because you can't keep up with the cost of inflation, these rich people are, these is when the market drops down, this is when they go and buy stock. I don't want to get you this guy's name wrong. Warren Buffett.
Warren, yeah, I heard that name. Yeah, Warren Buffett. Yep.
Yeah, he's a former CEO, conglomerate. Yeah, man. So yeah, man, him brothers like him, he ain't my brother, but like, you know what I'm saying, guys. They going around with all of this money and stuff. Yeah, man. And it just shows you that this stuff is going to collapse, man, because it just can't keep printing money. And then that's another thing. I heard somebody ask a good question. It's like, when you look at all of these places that's getting all of these grants, but you find out they scandals, right? Like they talked about over there in Minnesota, all of the people that's coming from Somalia was setting up all of these daycares and stuff and charging the government, getting grants and money and stuff for people that, and they got, they get daycare money from all of that. Like, how mothers can get child care money paid for the welfare and all of this stuff. They paying for these places to be funded, and they ain't even getting ain't no kids do. And they got whole groups of them coming there to just set up, and they funneled like $1 billion something, $2-3 billion from the government and sent it overseas to their people, and it's a whole scandal there. dollars of debt that they say. It's like, who do we don't owe this money is, yeah, they saying we in debt, but this is probably all a lie. I mean, not that it probably is a lie. It's that it's a scandal. It's like, in a way, like, okay, you said you borrowed all this, printed all of this money up. Yeah, you did, but for what reason? You know what I mean? And so
Mm-hmm.
these people is getting rich, and then they saying to people, yeah, this is so we can fund the government and da 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 da. But it ain't to fund the government. It's so that people can steal money and then they put it all on the backs of the people. You know what I mean? So just think about it. All these trillions of dollars that they keep printing up, they print it up and don't care because they getting their family rich. These people that's in politics and getting into these programs and know how to write grants and set up 501c3s or LLCs and all of these different things, and they know how to tap into this and open up credit and get money and get the money and the debt, all of this stuff. They getting rich, you know what I mean? While the debt goes up off of this, you know what I mean? Because they got the system set up to where, yeah, this is being charged under this debt system, the debits and credits to the Federal Reserve and all of this stuff, the IRS and all of this. There's a new Fed chairman. Trump just appointed a new Fed chairman of the Federal Reserve and all of this kind of stuff like this. And they claim that, the country is so much trillions in debt. But it's like, what did y'all, that's one of these questions that made me say, right, it's got to be a scandal to this. Like, they telling the people to just take it on face value that, yeah, we use the money in order to, fund the army and all of these programs and departments of education and stuff, but really it ain't. All this money is being stolen. All of these things that's going on, all of these different scandals and stuff like this, like, it's showing that everywhere you look, it's some sort of crooked scandal going on behind all of this money, and yet it's being told to people that, yeah, we are in debt, the country's in trillions in debt and all of this stuff, but we not. We already know we not because it's fake money anyway, but like I'm saying, even if you just look at that and take it on face value, but then you got to look at it, all right, they say they spending money on all this stuff, they not. Look how the infrastructure of America, everything's dwindling down. There's no, bridges is collapsing, holes and potholes, and buildings, infrastructures collapse. All kind of stuff is just falling apart. You don't see no growth. Like, it ain't like you go to cities like Dubai, where they like everything state of the art. Cities are looking like, you know what I'm saying, out of this world. And, you would think we in America, we living off infrastructures that was created in the 30s and the 40s under the, what was that president that went to the created the works program and all of this stuff under the, when they was going to war, they built all of these bridges and all of these cities and buildings. All these buildings ain't nothing new, and all of the new stuff is all cheap and don't even last a couple. It's break down before a couple of years, and it can't even last the test of time like the stuff they was building. So it's just like, where's all of the money to be? Where's the trillions of dollars like to be shown like at? What do we got for all of this trillions in debt? Like, when everybody's broke, all of the money ain't worth nothing. All of the, people ain't no, good schools here, ain't no great medical systems, no great, you know what I'm saying? We not, you know what I'm saying? What is so great for all of this money that got this in debt? Trillions of dollars is like a number that's hard for a lot of people to really comprehend, but like, they say every 90 days we owe another $1 trillion in debt. They act, because of the compounded interest on just the money, like every 90 days, that's another $1 trillion.
But how do you think, and why do you think that's supposed to happen? How do you think that's supposed to happen?
I just told you why, because I think that the real scandal is that all of these people that's in these positions to access this stuff and connected into these places, they are the ones getting rich. And so they don't care about their people because they like the aristocrats. They get paid. They know my family gonna be straight for the next 100 years. We getting them in position. I'm making sure my family's gonna eat. I don't care about the rest of the people in America that's starving and can't take care of their medical bills or prescriptions, or the old people that's went to war. I don't care. You know, these people don't care. They kind of like they psychopaths. They only manipulate people for, that's another thing too. We talked about the mental health, man. They say that a lot of CEOs and like people in positions of authority have a lot of traits and tests almost the same as a lot of social psychopaths. So it's like once you get on the level of a person with a lot of power and money. It's like that movie American Psycho, where he was like a Wall Street. He had that disguise. He puts on his suit and he looks rich and he's a, what I mean? He blends in and you don't think that he's a killer, but at night he gets wild into some crazy stuff. He's doing serial killings and you know what I mean? He's a psychopath, but on face value, you respect him. He gets married. They merit and give him awards for, all of these things, that he does, stockbroker and all of this stuff. But like, he don't care about, he has no empathy for no one but himself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and so like that's how a lot of these people, like that's why they say politicians don't never do nothing. They don't never change. They don't really help no one but themselves. You get what I'm saying? And so that's like, we look into all these politics. You got people divided. That's how they divide and conquer the people. They keep you either on one side, even with the Roman sports game. You got the blue, the Democrats, the Republicans. That's all. Even that is the Senate. All of these terms, the Senate. That's the Roman stuff. The whole senator. These terminologies, they come from Roman types of Congress and all of that stuff. That's that whole way they move, you know what I mean? And they don't care about nothing but them. The people, it's like, let them eat cake. Let them, give them bread and circuses. Like you said, get them some football. Get them some, social media. Get them some little trinket things to keep them busy out of our business while we steal this money. Keep them dumb to understanding how finances work, how the terminologies we use. That's why we just like, you ever watch everything be sounding regular till you said they turn on the finance report and start talking about Wall Street, this, that, Dow Jones, they start rambling off all this stuff and it sounds like foreign language. Like they speaking a whole nother type of lingo. You get what I'm saying? They start coming up with terms and words that go above the regular man's head. And it's like, most people, they ain't even got, like you said, they can't research all this stuff. All they can think about is getting, food, clothing, and shelter, or they stuck in a rat race of just going to work, coming home tired, you know what I mean? Get up, do it again. They don't got time to even learn hardly anything.
And that's how they got it set up.
Right. Yeah, they got it set up like that. So, like I said, man, like, these people don't care, man. They psychopaths. They will send people to war. They get people killed. They don't care. As long as they ain't the ones going to war, as long as they ain't the ones suffering, as long as they got money, as long as they, they don't care about, look how all the people had the...
And G1, guess what? And that's why we doing our Sarman classes. That's the reason why we have our position of having people get in their private office and their executive office. We're on a whole different level. Everything you just got through saying is what the people are going through. Matter of fact, everything you just got through saying, everything you just got through describing, saying, and talking about is right here. I want to say this one thing real quick. Hold on. Right here, Revelation 12:12. Everything you saying about the stuff they're going through, the stuff the people going through, right here, Revelation 12:12, it states, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. That's us and the people in my class. I know maybe other people doing it, but we know where we at. But this right here, what you just got through speaking on, it says, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them. But this is what you was just saying. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil, which is the system, is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. He's doing that now. And if you notice, I don't know, I know you in New York, but bro, they've been showing a lot of these police cars out here have been stopping people they lately and taking cars and everything. The system got a short time and they going out. They going out because we waking up. The money you talking about, really, there is no money. When you look at HJR 192, there is no money. But the money we talking about, the real money, what you're saying is the gold and the silver and precious metals. That's the real money. But a lot of stuff that you're saying is because the system got it set up like that. The people keep people occupied, to keep people in the rat race, going to work the next day, getting what they can. The system is set up like that. But now,
Real commodities is the things that you can actually agriculture.
right, exactly, right, to barter with.
Mine silver, you have to grow apples, you have to grow oranges, you need, water. All of these things are real commodities.
There you go.
Not real. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like time is real. All this other stuff is not like, well, when it comes to fiat currency, it's all fake. You know what I mean? It is worthless because it's like it's ridiculous that you can save money and the money you got in the bank now can buy less than what it was worth when you earned it. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
What type of game is that? Like what part of the game is that right there? Like, you know what I mean? When I just made my time, this money was worth this, and now you telling me I need, twice as much money to buy the same stuff I could buy, a couple years ago. Like it's just though it's not adding up. And you saying we in debt and we got to keep getting more. Like it's just like I said, they keeping people lost. They keeping people asleep.
There you go.
Or even even in the movie Avengers and all of that, how they talked about predicting the Civil War. Right now, what you got people going against the ice and the ice. Some people for ice, they against ice. They got people falling out because they want some people is with the ice. The illegals here, and they don't want them here. It's all of these different factions of government, whether the Republican, Democrats, you got the MAGA, you got all of these the Democrats, all of these people.
Yeah, all that's part of the distraction.
Yeah, it's all the Civil War that they even predicted. So they plan for all of this to happen.
That exactly. See, when you can see through all that, that's why in the indexing, Dr. Henderson had told us long before. Sit back, eat your popcorn. Don't even get when they do all that marching and stuff. Don't even get out there with them. That was on indexing. Getting in the position we're in now, we over all the ones that's doing the stuff that got the stuff planned. We understand a lot. We see things that's going on. By understanding the things that's happening, we're sitting back and all we can do is just like I'm doing now. Invite people to come on, because by being private, we don't talk. Now, I was talking about all my court cases and stuff like that on live. On private, this is a whole different story. It's a whole different jurisdiction. That's the reason why we're bringing people to the private side, and it's up to them to come. If they come, they can see what they're getting into. But it's their choice to stay or not. It's their choice. But hey, like you saying, with all the stuff you're saying, it's the end of a day now. It's the end of a certain time limit, and it all depends on those who choose to stand up or choose who wants to be in a different mind state and a different lifestyle compared to those who like it. These Democrats went all year. Check this out. Me and my baby, we talked about this earlier today. All last year, they were going against Trump. Trump. Sound like it's dying down. It's in the year now. Sound like all this stuff against Trump is dying down now. A lot of stuff that they were saying or whatever is beginning. And I'm not saying I'm for them or against, because where we not even in the system. We're watching. We sit back, we watch what's going on. And by sitting back, watch what's going on, we see and understand what's happening. We understand that the Republic is back. Not the Republican party or Democrat. We understand that the Republic, which he actually took an oath on last year on the 19th of January instead of the 20th of January, which means that he brought the real Constitution back, but he had to bring it in slowly because he couldn't just say, everybody can see. Slowly but surely, people are recognizing the real Constitution is back. But a lot of people don't know it. So that's what I meant by being private. See, private is where we're standing in knowing what's going on compared to the rest of the masses following the Democrats. The Democrats has got everybody mind state on one thing when they know that they're the ones that doing what you're saying. All the money that they go, all the funds that Elon Musk went and found out that they was embezzling and doing undercover. When Elon Musk went and found that and people didn't want to believe it, that's what was going on. That and a whole lot more, but people didn't want.
You know how people talk about welfare, right? You getting subsidized by the government, they give you food stamps, that's called subsidized.
Right.
But Elon Musk gets all of his wealth from government subsidies.
Is he getting all of it from them?
Yeah, because his cars ain't even doing like that, right? Like his whole little Tesla company is not as good as people like on face value think that he gets subsidies for Tesla from the government for for all of that. What is it called? What's the programs called for the cars? When you drive what's the cars called? So when it's not gas, they want you to be doing.
Oh, electric.
Yeah, but like it's how they want you to do solar panels. It was a credit. You get a tax credit, subsidies for providing these cars that's supposed to help the government. Under the guise, under the face mask of this is so that this will help.
That is green. Help what you saying? Help society. Help the economy.
For the earth, help the earth.
Right, green. They say green. Yeah.
Yeah. So all under this fake type thing, they getting money. He's getting government grants and things, big money, tax write-offs, and all of this stuff.
Well, you do know a lot of people do that. A lot of people get grants. I mean, not just him. I'm not saying that's how I get it or not. My main thing is that a lot of people get grants. I mean, see, a lot of people looking at directly at him for the grants stuff he get. Everybody that write grants, they try to write grants to get subsidies or try to get money for whatever it is they're doing, for whatever business loans or whatever. A lot of people do that. I remember a guy was telling me, man.
About this trillion, these grants come from the government. This government gets their money from the Federal Reserve. So all of these trillions that go back to the people, the unborn people that gotta pay the debt, they gotta come pay taxes on debts that they wasn't even, they ain't get no use out of none of this stuff. They wasn't even born coming into this world and gotta, all of this stuff from taxes and stuff. And then people talk about people on welfare like they some sort of like.
But guess where that money is coming from?
Government. Remember I told you they bailed out the banks? Like all these people. Just imagine if you or I go and mess up our credit and we get bailed out for, we get thanked by the government help for bailing us out. And they don't do that, but they did it for the banks. They do it for people like Elon Musk, but let you or I, or just some small one person, a mother with children, they just say, oh, that's tough titty for her. You know what I mean? She just gotta tough it out. But these people, they get endless subsidies.
Remember when you said not too long ago, but my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge? Remember when you said that?
Yeah.
That information, that knowledge, and that, what shall I say, those monies, the funds that these people could get, they choose not to get because they don't study. See, the funds that the people are getting, or that's coming from, is coming from their pocket. The government, I don't even say government, they're corporation. The corporation goes into the funds. Let's just say you, for instance, you got funds that you may not know about. It's funds that's in your QSIPs that is being funded. Matter of fact, when people, like you say, like when people get welfare, food stamps, all the kind insurance, all this stuff is already coming from their estate. That's one thing that's what I'm trying to tell you now about what I'm talking about. The stuff I'm telling you is what I know and where they're getting it from, and how it's just learning how to access it.
Yeah, but remember, you just said that money ain't even real. So
that's what I'm saying.
But what I'm trying to say
It's credit.
So right, so there is no money to your name.
No, it's credit. It's no money. It's credit.
Like that's what I'm saying. Unless they make credit to your name, there is no such thing because the only real money is gold, food, water. You know what I'm saying? Trees. You know, real resources.
Right.
So you born to the whole earth is shared for everybody. So we all have access to the whole, all of these resources. We can go out and have, go look for these things.
But how do you? But the key is how to access it. That's the key.
It's created by them. You know what I mean? So yeah, you do gotta learn. You do need to learn, like you said, whether it's on the public side, setting up an LLC, learn how to utilize business credit, opening up, some, or whether it's like you said, going private and getting it through the private way or whatever, however way. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, people all can't do this, and they need to realize that at this point, that's the way you gotta move. You gotta learn how to access the credit.
There you go.
You gotta learn how to move off the credit and debit.
There you go.
Money, like you said, money is printed out of thin air, so you gotta start playing the game how they play.
There you go. But the key is it's already there for us. We just don't know how. See, the people don't. Number one is this. They've taught us, they taught us ignorantly. I'm saying us because that's what they did. When we come up, as we going through school, the stuff that they're teaching us how to be slaves. They're not teaching us how to gain access to our accounts. That's what I'm trying to say. They're teaching us purposely. That's why what I try to get people to understand is this. Whose government is this? Is this our government or is this their government? Whose schools are we going to? Are we going to our schools and are we teaching our children, or are we sending our children to their schools and they're teaching our children what our children are supposed to know? This is the difference. The sad part is this. We give our children to and I'm going to say it like this just to show the difference between the two. We give our children to the enemy for the enemy to teach us, or should I say teach our children, what we're supposed to be teaching them, but we're not teaching what we're supposed to be teaching because we've given our children to the enemy to teach them. So they're going to learn what the enemy wants them to know to keep them enslaved in the first place. If we don't come to know the information we come to know, we're only going to stay enslaved by the enemy in the first place. Until we come out of the point of understanding that they're teaching us to be slaves. When you go, they're like no different. When you go into school, you go to lunch, back to class, and then home. That's all the way until you get out of school. Then you go into work, going to lunch, back to work, then back home. That's whether you're going to college, going to work for the rest of your life, but you're not learning to access the information that they have that you supposed to learn to get when you were 18. When you turn 18, it's just like you had a bank account waiting on you. You're supposed to know how to access this information once you, and I know you heard about, and you already did. You know certain things. You know about how to help people with the mortgages and stuff like that. That's a part of it. That's a piece of it. That's part of it. So it's just like learning. It's a bank account you have that you don't know about, that you're supposed to know about, but you don't know about it. But the system is acting as your parent, and they're funding you the things that you're supposed to learn. They're supposed to teach you, but they're not giving you what you they're keeping back knowledge that you're supposed to know. But yet still, that's why I said my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So this knowledge is for you, but if you're not going to step in the position to go get it, I ain't going to give it to you. I'm going to keep you dumb. You ain't going to get it until you decide to stand up, you want to get it. This is where the knowledge comes in, to where this is where, like I said, the class that we have, they're growing. And the information is not for ignorant people. And I mean by that is this. That's why it's private.
I get it, but some people, they don't even want to be a part of that at all. You get what I'm saying?
And that's why they're where they are. That's true.
You got a lot of homeless people, right, that kind of know the truth. And like, remember, like, it's like a war between psychopaths, the social psychopaths who run the CEOs and stuff like that, but then you have the homeless people who kind of know what's going on, but they just don't want to participate And so because of this, they kind of like they're at war with these sociopaths, and they're left to have to just be outside and deal with life on like living like that without things, without having a home, and that's their way to kind of like go against the system. You know what I mean? Because they rather just live outside off the land than to actually have to deal with the whole psychopath system. You know what I mean? And I get that. You know what I mean? Where some people like they find that balance, learning how to, they live kind of like the truth of knowing what it is, but at the same time they know how to manipulate the financial to access, like you said, the fiat dollars in order to just not have to be out in the streets. You know what I mean? So there's just different levels of it. Some people
That's true.
some people they just because there are multiple ways to beat the system. You know what I mean? There's multiple counteracting ways to not have to live by the system and live off the land. Because, like I said, Earth has enough. Everything you see comes from the Earth. You know what I mean?
That's true. Let me ask you. What about to tell you this is your system, but it got hijacked and it's waiting for you to take it back? That's the difference. See, that's the difference that people are. What you're saying, like, let's just use for example the homeless people. You said that they don't want to go against the system because they know that the what you call those people those
I ain't say they want to go against them. I said they know what the truth is. They can see everything about the truth.
right.
They just, it's just the energy. They just rather not give energy to it and just kind of like prefer to just know the
Just
truth.
leave it alone. But that's their choice. I'm with you on that. But see, that's the whole point. We all have a choice. See, it's just like if there's people that has put like this, you got a house, and you know these people came and took your house unlawfully or illegally, however you want to say it. They are of the you just gave them a name. I forgot the name you just gave me. But they did it illegally and unlawfully. You can use the same system truthfully. That's the reason why they say legal and lawful. See, legal is the opposite of lawful. And what this system does is use legalese, but you can use the law to beat the legal because the law is the real law. And that's the two difference. The legal is of the satanic. I'm just on like the negative forces. I'll put it like that. The legal is the negative forces. The lawful is the righteous forces. But a lot of people think they're the same, but they're not. Until we recognize and until we step into the point of understanding where we are and who we are, the legal gonna stay in charge.
Hey, but listen, this is what I'm trying to say. Because I know that the corruption exists even in the lawful side.
No, it
You
don't.
got corrupt.
No. It don't, bruh. It don't. That's the difference. And see, what you're saying is,
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
Listen to me. It's a bunch of people that's corrupt in every system. You know what I mean? No system is untouched. So what I'm trying to say is this, right? Like you could pay your whole house off, right? Own your whole crib. Now, if it's a society collapsing, right? They have armies, they have militaries that can come. Like, say in your whole block, you was the only one smart enough to build a bunker, with power generators, solar power.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It came through, knock out the whole neighborhood. Everybody's struggling, looking for how to survive, and they see that your house has all of this, right? And a military army comes to there and says, under eminent domain, some people come to your door with guns, about 20 people deep, a captain, a judge, all saying, yeah, we're gonna come. We have to under eminent domain. We are confiscating your house for commandeering it for our use. You can leave. What do you do?
That all depends on now. That's the difference. If they come there, they have to come there with a certain type of authority and understanding that
I need that collapse right now. We in the whole, like where people is outside in the cold, negative degrees, going against ice, and just so let's just say that society have collapsed. There is no government is broken into factions, and everyone is fighting to see who is going to take power, right? Like let's just say, you got like you said, we already have these sorts of Republicans. You got the far left, the middle. You got far right wing, far left wing. You got 3 different factions of Democrats, 3 different factions of Republicans, and they all are trying to vie for power, right? And this isn't a collapse. You have set up, your homestead. You got everything. You was a prepper. You had everything prepared. You got things on deck, money, water, in the basement. You got heating, get generators, gas, oil ready in case to collapse, and these people come to your door with guns. What is your resolution?
It's all that's all hypothetical.
I ain't talking about your neighbors coming to your door. I'm talking about like a military squadron or some sort of.
Okay, now let me share something with you. Let me share to your scenario.
What type of laws are you gonna like?
Let me share with you to your scenario.
I wanted to say that other than having a firearm on you, what type of laws are you gonna?
That's what I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you right now.
And remind you, they coming to your door with firearms and multiple.
I'm about to tell you right now. See, it all depends on your mindset. If you're ready to accept what I'm about to share, I'm trying to give it to you. What I'm trying to give you an understanding is this. See, law is law. A lot of people don't understand. See, the average man. Okay, wait a minute. You asked me to answer your question. You asked me, I'm trying to answer your question. You give me different scenarios.
No. I just want to say this before you answer. Anarchy is the absence of law. In a situation where law is when everything is in civilized manner. But when everything gets uncivilized, ain't no law when shit gets uncivilized. But go ahead. Anarchy means that exact. There is no law. In a riot or when everything is going crazy in civil war, that means ain't no law. This is a war. But go ahead.
You said army, right?
It could be. I'm just saying, like an army meaning a group of people that is armed.
You didn't say that. You talking about you talking about the system being come. You said it's a system coming to you that as an army, they said they come to you at a certain type.
Yeah, these are gonna be some type of people that are like was high up in the system when it collapsed. Yeah, some sort of group that's gonna still stay banded together. You know how people in these zombie movies they band together in factions, like and all these different collapses.
Well, all that's hypothetical. What I'm saying is, if you talk,
that's what I want to ask you. Everything is hypothetical.
Because you kept moving the goalpost. Every time I got ready to stop, you went somewhere else with it. The first thing that you asked me a question. You asked me a question about the law, and I'm trying to tell you about legal and lawful. I'm trying to give you the difference between legal and lawful. The legal leads is the stuff that this government been going by. See, right now, I can give you an understanding right now of what's going on right now compared to what's happening with some of my people. But I'm not going to go on into that because it's private. But the point I'm trying to give to you and let you understand is this. The law is the law. Legalese is what people think the law is. See, and until you get into the position, that's just like a first grader trying to tell a fifth grader what's going on in the fifth grade, but the first grade don't know nothing about the fifth grade because you ain't even made it to second, third, and fourth grade yet. So if you only know what you know in the first grade, you can't know what's going on. I'm not even listen, bro. I'm trying to answer your question. Every time I get you ask me, I'm trying. Bruh, I'm talking to you. I'm trying to listen. Let me ask you a question. Are you at the point? I'm trying to talk to you, but you keep cutting me off because you got your own mindset set. Let me ask you a question. Have you got to the point where the police is coming behind you and they run from you? Have you gotten to that point yet? Yes or no? I'm asking you now because that's happening with me. That's happening with my student, but you ain't listening. See, your mind is set with where your mind is set at. You ain't going no further than what you believe. I'm trying to give you some outside of what you believe.
You talking about in a normal setting, and I asked you in an abnormal setting. I ain't talking about in the everyday regular world where life is just regular and everything is normal. I asked you in a situation when the whole world around us.
That's hypothetical. That's a movie.
It's a question. I want to know what you're gonna do in this situation.
I'm telling you. I'm trying to give you.
I'm going to the store in my car.
No, you ain't. You're not listening to me.
Talking about society around.
You're not listening to me. You're not listening because you're still talking hypothetical. Right now, I can say, well, I ain't gonna do nothing. They're just gonna come and take my stuff. That's what you want to hear. I know that's what you want to hear. I just told you. If you want to hear, I'm gonna let them take my stuff. That's all. That's what I'm gonna give you. But I'm trying to give you some understanding of something you don't know. But you don't want to hear what I'm trying to tell you.
Exactly. So that's pretty much everyone's solution. Unless they have some sort of nuclear weapon, that's everybody gonna do what you just said.
That's according to you. Like I said, if you in the first grade, you don't know what's going on in the fifth grade.
There's no law that's gonna stop a criminal from criminals murder against the law, right? So it's like it's nothing you can do when somebody got a gun to you. There's no lawful nothing about that. Ain't no lawful talking this person lawfully out of doing anything they want to do when they have the gun. That's what I'm trying to say.
You know something? That's what you've seen so far, but until you, I keep trying to get you to understand, until you learn more information, you only know what you know.
I mean, it's just the facts, bro. Like militaries, governments, they go to war when they got laws.
Until you find out more information, you only know what you know. That's a fact.
All I know is one man ain't no one man army, period. Like ain't no law that's a one man army.
I never said that. What I'm saying is you only know what you know until you find out what I'm saying.
That's a fact with everything.
But this is what I give you understanding to. But see, your mind is already made up. Exactly.
But that don't stop nothing. You know what I mean? Like that's not really touching on what I'm trying to talk
I know it's not. You know why? Because you can't. It's just like a person never understanding.
It's not gonna solve everything in the universe, bro. Like the real laws of the universe is the laws of physics, the law of gravity. You know, these are the laws that are unstoppable. Like no gun can go against the law of gravity. It is no.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard the term Have you ever heard the term the pen is mightier than the sword? Have you ever heard that? You ain't heard what I said. You too busy talking. You ain't heard a word I said. Have you heard the term the pen is mightier than the sword? Have you heard that? You ain't heard a word I said. The question again is, have you heard that the pen is mightier than the sword? Have you heard that? Yes or no? The pen is mightier than the sword. Have you heard that?
So if we out in the battlefield, you telling me your ink pen is stronger than my gun?
We on the battlefield right now, and yes, it is.
I'm talking about we really going to war.
We at war right now, and yes, it is.
If I drive by your house right now and spray the AK at your window, you gonna pull out an ink pen?
Bruh, if you to do that and they got, believe me, you wouldn't get no farther than you think you're getting. It's a whole lot. I keep trying to tell you. Listen, if your mind is set where it is, you only can go as far as you know. Like I said, first grade can't make it to the fifth grade.
The pen is mightier than the sword is the thing. I get it.
Oh, but hold on.
yeah, in a civilized manner, yeah, you can write some things and get a lot further with a pen than you can just pulling a gun on people. Yes, in a regular setting of civilization, yeah, I can go around and write letters and build with the pen better. Like they say, what they say, you get more flies with, you get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. So yeah, in that type of sense, yeah, you can get more done in a world where there's everything is civilized. Yeah, I could run around and do more with a pen than I can, with a yeah, I can set up businesses with a pen versus me trying to rob banks with a gun and think I'm gonna keep being able to rob the bank and keep robbing the bank.
How do you think these rich people that you just talked about earlier, how you think that they're robbing people?
I mean, that's one. Yeah, you can.
I'm asking you, how do you think that? How do you think they're robbing? Do you think they're going and robbing and sticking people up, or you think they're using this?
Rob with a pen as well. Yeah.
Well, this is the same thing that'll stop them in their tracks by the law. They're using legal. We use the law. That's the difference. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand.
And I'm just trying to make the difference that law can only work in a lawful, civilized place.
So you thinking on thuggish. You thinking on the.
No, I ain't thinking thuggish.
You have to be. Thugs use guns.
Thinking about war.
Thugs use guns. Thugs are still warriors. They use guns. You're thinking on thuggish. You're thinking on people. What you say? Ride by and spray up the house, right? You said ride by and spray up the house. Them thugs. I'm not talking about thugs.
I was talking about war.
It's
war, and I come by and I use a war tactic of driving by.
But but hold on. Who am I? I'm not dealing with people like that. I don't deal with them type of people that do that. So why would that's not even concerning me? That don't
Is the people that do take from you, the ones if in the collapse, that's what I try to say. They is gonna take from you.
Well, bro, do you know wait a minute, hold on.
I said about people in authority and CEOs are psychopaths. They are thugs. They're gonna come take this shit.
So you tell me CEOs gonna come by with a gun instead of a pen. So you tell me CEOs is gonna come with a gun. But can you see the conversation? Can you see the way your conversation is going? I'm trying to give you something on a whole different level. You trying to take.
There's many people on YouTube that talk about the exact same thing about in the collapse, how government factions, people break off into civil wars. This country has been through civil wars. This country has gone, and we're approaching one now because it's going to be a collapse. People are ready to do something other than just talk about what they can do or how can we do. People is we reaching a point of where society can collapse and fall out into war. And I'm just looking at any person that's gonna look at things that can happen. They're gonna rationalize by looking at what are the chances of this happening. What are the chances of this happening? What do we do if this happens? So I'm thinking like a rational person in a world where life can collapse.
Was you in Detroit about 10 years ago? I think it was my wife, because I wasn't here. That was longer than 10 years ago, maybe 20. Do you remember when the lights went out in Detroit? Okay, 03. There we go. Do you remember when that happened?
I just said 03, bro.
Let me ask you a question. Was they doing all the stuff you talking about right now when all the lights went out? Tell me what happened.
Because law was still in place.
But what happened? It was still lights out. What happened?
There is no government. There is no law. Everything is going down, you know what I'm saying? Like that type of collapse.
What happened, bro?
I'm talking about not no blackout. I'm talking about blacking out is just the lights is out. We don't think that the civilization is done. We just think.
Well, bro, do you know how deep it has to get? How deep it's gonna get to that point? Then tell me, how deep is it going to get? How long is it going to take to get to the point you're talking about? How long?
It can take one day. You seen 9/11? What happened on 9/11? I stayed in my crib 3 days watching it. I wasn't sure what the fuck was going on.
But how long did the light stay out?
For 3 days.
My wife said it was out for about 2 weeks. When the lights went out in Detroit.
The blackout was for 3 days, bro. I was in the project in the King home. When it went out in 03, I just told you that I remember it clear. 3 days. Because matter of fact, what caused it, it knocked out the whole New York all the way to here.
Right.
Yeah, I know the whole reason and everything.
Yeah, but she said, I mean, I wasn't here. I was in Atlanta at the time.
The real reason it was a blackout is because they tried to turn on.
Yeah, it was an experiment to see what was gonna happen. Right. But the key was this: everybody they worked together. It didn't come no chaos. You see what I'm getting at? It wasn't no chaos. Nobody wasn't out here shooting and looting.
I said I wasn't talking about your neighbor. I said, what are you gonna do, right? If you one of the only ones that have things that the government can comment like in a situation.
Okay, now you saying government. Before we were saying government, then you was talking about people.
I said an army. Is the people an army?
Okay, you just said government. Which one you talking about? But you said army, you said government. I'm trying to understand which one you talking about. Huh? No, bro. Because number one is this: every time I tried to come, you kept moving the goalposts. Bruh, when you say army, huh? Yes. No, because you said that. Then you turned around and said you got some people want to come. Then you said guys want to come and shoot up.
I kept emphasizing these are not just a band of people who want your thing. I just said that. I said if a military type people come to your
and when every time I try to give you my point of view, you cut me off. Okay, and every time I try to give you my point of view, you cut me off and try to take it your way. I tried to tell you when you said government, right? What did I say about this? No, you kept going on. Every time I tried to go, you kept going on with something else. I didn't change to say nothing. Every time I opened my mouth, you kept moving the goalposts. Well, you doing the same thing right now because you would never let me get my point across. I kept trying to tell you, what is this? You said government. If you talking about government, I'm talking about the pen and paper. And every time I got ready to come, you kept moving the goalposts. You said, well, like a militia, like these people come together like it was in the zombie movie. You kept talking about this. You said like people doing this. Every time I tried to say something, you kept moving the goalposts. Right.
I said, I ain't talking about your neighbors. I said, they come to your door like an army.
Right.
Even though government have collapsed, it's still say like in the police force.
There's still government, right? But you kept moving. Every time I kept trying to come, you kept moving it. You still talking about government, but you kept talking. Every time.
Government that ain't working no more is what I'm trying to tell you.
Well, bruh. If they the government, they the government. It don't make a difference working or not. You asked me a question. I'm trying to answer the question. You kept moving the goalposts. I kept trying to. You kept cutting me off. See, that's in your mind. You ain't listening. So you saying they're militias, what you saying? They ain't government no more then.
If you know what the definition of militia is, that means that's the people, not the government.
Well, it ain't government if you keep trying to talk about they regular people. You either talking about the government.
You keep saying they regular people, not me.
They all are regular people. If you saying that they're not, you saying government, but you.
The government is actual people.
But bruh, you listen at what you're saying.
The government are people, man. They not robots. What are you talking about?
Listen at your question.
No, listen to what you're saying. If the government is a person, what are you talking about? Like, what other type of people you talking about? Aliens? The government are people. They not something else.
But you said if the government coming, but they come into your house and they're trying to take what you got, but you're saying that they're the government.
I'm saying they like the government is collapsed, but you get what I'm trying to say. These are niggas that was part of the FBI or whatever, but the government has collapsed right now. And one of these niggas is
So they're militia then. So they're militia then. You said one of them. Militia is a group of people working on their own compared to the government.
You asking that like that's a question. No, they not militia.
Well, what is that then?
I just said what they was.
If you saying they're government, they ain't government because government.
Like, you not getting it? Like, come on, man.
No, bro. What it is you're mixing two different points of views.
You're mixing 2 points. You're not getting my point of view. It's simple. These people are the government can. It's like the vice president, right? If the president get killed, the vice president is next. This person get killed, this next. You know, these people are all part of the government. But
it's order though, right? Isn't that order?
You ever heard of a coup?
It's order though, right?
In a coup, have you heard of order?
Yes, but it's a right.
All right, man.
What I'm asking is, it's an order though, right? Isn't it an order?
When them niggas ran into the White House on January 6th.
What? Okay, the one that ran the White House January 6th, was there a coup or was there an organized group?
I'm giving you one example. Was that order? Was there government? I mean, it was obviously still government, but when they ran in there trying to take over,
they wasn't government.
Like
they wasn't government. They were people. Those was not government people. G1.
You think I don't know that, bro?
Well, you just said there was government going into the building. You just said that.
You didn't hear what I said?
Tell me it again. Let me make sure I hear it clearly.
I said, was it order when them guys broke in? I said, was it order when they ran into White House on January 6th? Was that order?
The ones who ran in there was not in order. They was not even of a government. They wasn't even of an army. They was people.
That's a militia. No, that was a militia. They went in there to
but was they government?
They went in there to try to go against the government.
But that was they government though.
I ain't said that they were. I never said that. I said was it order when they went in there? You're not listening.
It's not what kind of order when people are organized? That what order mean? That wasn't organized. Government is organized.
All of them people met. They didn't just copy.
That don't mean that's a group of people get together all the time. That don't mean that's order.
Organized to be there. They knew they was gonna be there.
Okay, all right. I wish somebody else to hear this conversation. They understand exactly what we said. Well, I'm saying at least.
What I'm trying to say is when they roll up on you with a gun, ain't no laws talking about no laws. Bro.
Yeah, it all depends on who you're talking about.
Whether it's government, whether it's a group of militia, whether it's
and that's what I'm saying about the conversation. Because either you talking about militia, you kept talking about government. You kept saying if it's the government coming to your house, if they doing this and they, but then you kept saying, well, if they're not, if they, you don't have to describe it. I'm going by what you're saying.
Everything's going crazy. Okay, I'm about to give it to you. I'm about to give it to you the most specific I can. A bomb has hit the government, right? There is no. They announced on the thing. There is no government. Everybody is for yourself.
So now there's no government. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, because you said now you're saying there is no government.
Can you keep a notation of your mind while I speak?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Okay, so the government has collapsed. It's still factions of the government, right? CIA, you have FBI. These are, but it's no government. But these are still groups that exist, even though in the moment DC collapsed, the president might be hit, everything's in anarchy, we at war, so it's civil. Everyone must look out for themselves. There is no government, right? People coming to your door though that is got uniforms that ain't just regular people, but they are people. You get what I'm saying? That was part of what was the government.
They call them militia because they're not part of the government anymore.
If we trying to set up the government under a new name, but under a new militia or under a new structure, say the Russians come over here and bomb us, knock them niggas out, and the Russians come to your door then. It's Russian, it ain't no laws now. What are you gonna do? Okay, let me make it more clear then. Let's say we have war with Russia. Russia drops a bomb, knock out CIA, U.S. military and all of this stuff. Now we got Russians that pull up on your block and say, you know what? Your house is the only one that still got a generator and water and shit.
Right.
What lawful you gonna bring out on now?
Well, number one is they're not part of our quote unquote government. They some people that's coming over here from a whole different country. So that ain't got nothing to do with government.
So you just did it right there. The whole point is laws don't work on everything.
No, because right now you brought somebody else from a whole different country.
That's the only way you understand what I'm saying.
No, it ain't what I'm talking, because they're still militia. They still coming over here on the outside of something because they're not part of our country. They're not part of our country. So they still militia.
All right, let's say they are part of our country, but they dealing with something more bigger than that. You think they got time to hear your little law, whatever you got to say about whatever? No, they don't. They don't got time for you.
Of course they don't if they're not the government, because they're militia.
No, I'm saying right now they dealing with other things. There's super major issues going on in the government. The dollar's crashed. There's no money in existence. Or, you know what I'm saying? Society has collapsed.
If it's paperwork and they're part of government, they have to deal with law. If they're part of, now if they're militia, it's a different story. Militia don't want to hear nothing you got to say. That's what I'm trying to give you an understanding to. See, the whole thing is, if you militia, if you somebody outside of,
That's what you gonna pull out that paper.
I put it like this. It all depends on who it is. Well, I kept trying to tell you, but you kept going all over. It all depends on who it is.
I'm trying to show you, bro, like being realistic, man. Hey, when there's a government fallout and this government faction warring with each other, say the Republicans and Democrats say, you know what, we shut down the government. We just seen the government shut down, right? Let's just say they gave you a government shutdown and there's no law. Like, what laws are you gonna put? And some of the Republicans, from while it's shut down, say, you know what, let's go take Mikael's house right now. He got generator, oil. You know, the government's shut down right now, but we still the Republicans. We going to take this nigga's house, and we got guns. We got some people from our team who got guns and shit. Let's roll over his block, grab the house. You know what I mean? Because we know we got a generator. We need to set up base right there and figure out how we gonna start the new government while it's shut down. We saying fuck the Democrats, and we about to just figure out how to make this the White House, or we gonna make this, you know what I'm saying, the town hall for our base right now. You know what I mean? What do you? I'm just trying to get to because I really want you to see that it's nothing you can do when the situation ain't no law you gonna be able to pull out your ass that's gonna stop that.
We can use that in today's time, G1. Let's do that today. You can say the same thing right now. What's going on today? A cop can come by.
I'm talking about government shutdown, not just a regular cop.
Hey. It's government. It's still part of government.
No, he's just a police. He's just a fucking.
You know what? All I'm saying is this. No different than in that time is we're more prone for this, what I'm about to say, compared to what you're talking about.
I'm talking about a civil war.
Yeah, it's civil war going on right now. People don't even realize it.
Republicans and Democrats, they shut it down.
Right. But let me just say this real quick. Even though you're talking hypothetical, because it's still this way or that way.
That wasn't hypothetical. The government was shut down, bro. People wasn't getting their food in. Like, a lot of people was affected and shit, bro.
You talking about last year? Or year before last, year before?
2026, it just happened this past October and November and shit.
Right. What happened?
You remember when the government shut down for all them months? They couldn't come to an agreement.
Guess what? It didn't happen. It didn't bother me.
Yeah, I'm just saying, what if they said, you know what, we need something?
Well, I'm trying to get you to understand. Same point. It didn't bother me. You know why? Because I didn't need that.
I ain't talking about the specifics of the shutdown. I'm talking about, say they split and say, you know what, right now the government is shut down. No one is following the laws as far as that goes because the Republicans is going to war with the Democrats. It's a civil war, and right now there's no one who can judge your case because the Republicans don't got control, Democrats don't got control,
right?
It's out of control, and so a group of Republicans or somebody who you ain't with come up against you, and they basically from the government when it was because it shut down, and they act civil war with each other, and they pull up on you and say, you know what? We gonna just start grabbing land and show these niggas we taking over this shit. You know what I'm saying? And they from the Republicans. I'm just keep using the Republicans, but maybe they Democrats. You know
well, let's use ICE. Just use ICE. Use ICE.
Okay, that's a good example.
Yeah, use ICE. Because you know something. Let me give you an understand. Let me give you an understanding that you may not understand. Exactly. Now, let me give you something on that, my brother. Because what I'm trying to share with you, you won't understand. No different than your scenario you've been trying to give me all night. You won't understand what I'm about to tell you. Because the same thing with...
I'm not trying to say that laws don't work. I'm saying there are exceptions to everything. And so there are going to be exceptions to where this law stuff not going to work.
Well, let me share with you. You know, ICE is on a whole different level. The reason why ICE can do what they're doing is because they are in their executive order. See, this is the point people don't talk. This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. See, people can only talk.
You gotta show and prove that.
Can I understand what I'm saying? Because all the time you've been talking, you kept cutting me off. Now I'm trying to give you understanding, and you cutting me off, and I can't even give you understanding. I'm trying to give you some understanding. All you got to do is do this for a minute, then I can tell you. What I'm trying to give you understanding is ICE is if you understood what executive order or what an executive is, you have a better understanding. But I still keep trying to tell you, first grade don't know what fifth grade know. So if you don't understand it, you can't comprehend it. So what I'm trying to share with you is this. The reason why they move the way that they move, because they're under executive orders to do a certain thing the way that they're doing what they're doing. Matter of fact, the executive order puts them over the quote-unquote citizens, because citizens is of the corporation. The corporation is what they call the government. It's not a government. What they call a government is really a corporation. But an executor is over the corporation that everybody call a government. I'm in my executive office. I'm an executor. So the one, that's why Trump is writing executive orders. He's filling out executive orders. So exactly. So the point is, oh, you can't just say it. It's things you got to do. You got to go through certain processes to get there. See, just saying, that's the difference I'm trying to, that's what I say about this right here. That's what I'm trying to talk to you about. Bruh.
It's a lot of music niggas that make rap labels and record companies, and they say, yeah, I'm the CEO of my record label. I got my own rap label.
But you see what I'm saying? But you see what I'm saying? But you did your paperwork. You did your research, all right? See, that's the point. Oh, I done did my research. I done did my this and that. But I'm trying to give you understanding of something you don't understand. Even though you're asking a question, no, you're making a statement. Because you trying to tell me about CEOs of record company. They don't, that's on the public side. I keep trying to tell you the difference between private and public. You're still not understanding the difference between the two.
That is public.
You just looking at the word. You don't understand the difference between legal and lawful. The same thing is between public and private. You look just looking at the word. You don't have the understanding behind it.
I just with the CEO, and you said right. So okay, so if a CEO is on the public side, how is not that the same as the
Because it's still of the corporation, the public corporation, not the private corporation or the private side. That's the public corporation.
So then you wrong when you said they not exempt.
Okay, I'm wrong. See that, but you understand now. You understand what I'm saying? First grade and fifth grade.
CEO, you said CEO is an executive.
First grade is. I didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say CEO. I said executive. You said CEO. I didn't say that. See what I'm saying? You said CEO. I didn't say CEO. I said executive office. Executive office, which is your private office.
And then that's when I said that. So a CEO, which is the chief executive officer.
I didn't say CEO. I said I said executive office. I didn't say CEO. I didn't say chief executive office. I said executive office. It's not the same thing. But you can believe that because you're going to believe what you want to believe. Exactly. You don't know because you saying something. I'm trying to tell you something you don't know. Well, I keep trying to tell you, but you're trying to tell me. I'm trying to tell you about executive office, but you're going to tell me chief executive office. I try to tell you about one thing. You're going to try to tell me about somebody CEO in the other company. You're telling me. No, you're not asking me. You was telling me. I'm trying to give you understanding of something. And no matter how I come, you still trying to tell me what I'm saying.
Okay, so ICE, you said so an ICE they in the executive order.
That's why they can move the way they move.
So you saying they can snatch you up?
They can't snatch me up. I'm telling you they can't snatch me up. That's what I'm trying to tell you. What I say about this, you just got to know how to use it. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And this is what I keep trying to say. You can't tell somebody something that know everything. If you try to tell somebody something that know everything, you wasting your time. Because I keep trying to share something, but instead of me sharing it, instead of them accepting what I'm saying, they're trying to tell me what I'm saying. When I try to tell you, I said, let's use ICE.
I've been agreed that in a lawful setting, yes, laws work. I agree. I agree with that. But I'm saying in an unlawful setting when our laws are out of order, where there is no order, there is no law.
I agree. I agree.
When there is no order, there is no
I
law.
agree with that.
Out of order, how are you going to get lawful status in a place where there is no order?
Exactly. I'm with you on that. So let me ask you, it is
law and order go hand in hand.
That's right. So let me ask you, is ICE law or is it order? ICE. Is ICE in law and in order or not?
ICE is like they obviously moving under the government. Whether everything they do is lawful, like just taking a man's life, like I don't agree with everything they doing.
Of course you don't, but why would they take a man's life? What how would a man's life be taken?
They have a job to do.
Right.
They order is to remove all illegal people.
Right.
Now they have some questionable people that's working for them that are trained. You know, they just hiring people off the streets without thorough, you don't even have to have super thorough backgrounds to work for ICE.
Okay.
So people that's working for ICE is doing things that are out of order. which means they are doing things unlawful.
Like what is it that people are doing? Now I don't know. I'm just asking.
Yeah, they just killed a guy in Minnesota who was lawfully holding a pistol, did not even raise the pistol to them. He simply just had it on him, was just taking pictures, and they all jumped on him, 6 people, and he didn't even have the weapon on him, and they shot him and killed him.
Well, I don't know if that might have did. I don't know. All I'm saying. Let me ask a question.
Right.
The guy had a gun, right?
I mean, carrying it on him.
Okay. My question to you is this.
You couldn't see it.
Let me ask you this. Let me ask you a question.
In the video, he never grabbed it.
But let me ask a question. Was he whether he grabbed it or not, was he a citizen or was he a citizen or
Weapon holder.
okay.
He had the lawful right to bear arms.
Okay. Now, reason why I add that, wait a minute. Listen to what you just said. The right to bear arms is the ones who is not a citizen. The citizen that has a gun is under the corporation.
He has the lawful right to carry an arm.
Well, you don't know that because you have to have paper to make sure that he has lawful right to do that.
They even announced that on the news that he had the actual credentials to lawfully be in possession of a weapon.
So what ended up happening?
About 6 ICE agents jumped him and they all dumped the clip on him.
No. What happened after that? Do you know what happened after that?
What you mean? What happened after what? He died.
No. What happened to the ICE agents after that?
It's kind of like that's right. People is asking for justice. They want to know what's going to happen to these agents. So yeah, it's kind of like in the stage of I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. Remember I told you not too long ago, because there's a lot of things going on in the earth right now. Remember I told you when we got index, they said stay at home, eat your popcorn, because a lot of stuff. Don't go out there in the streets. Don't go out there and get in no protests because there ain't anything gonna happen. You remember me sharing that with you? I said that a little earlier. You remember me saying that?
I heard you. Yeah.
Right. I said that because we don't know what's going on out here in the streets. You don't know what's going to end up happening to you. We ain't supposed to be out there amongst that. No, we're not, because we're protected. We're protected by not being out and then who knows if a person trying to protect themselves, not knowing what's going to happen, person got a gun on them, who knows what's going to happen? How many of our people got killed and didn't even have guns on them? How many of our people that from just regular policemen? How many of our people that got murdered, choked down, shot for nothing, shot in the car, all kind of stuff? Our people. I don't know who this what you talking about. But how many of our people went through this crazy and all this stuff like this? But now we're talking about what ICE did. Me, myself.
Well, the reason we talking about ICE is because we brought up them.
I agree. But the point I'm getting at is this. As I shared with you earlier, we're supposed to be out of that. We ain't supposed to be in the mix of all that. Even in that January 6th situation, we're not supposed to be in the midst of all that. All this stuff, see, we got to understand, prophecy is happening right now. The earth has to be cleansed. It's a lot of stuff going on right now. People don't even understand. Why they don't understand? Because they don't even get close enough to understand what's happening and why. Now is the time to get into the point of understanding to become the executor, so you won't have to be in the position. So when all the smoke clears, all the riches, all the substance and stuff will be yours when your time comes.
ICE can legally execute this nigga.
I don't know nothing about that. Like,
they can lawfully.
What you remember what I just said again? We ain't supposed to be amongst that. See, the point, you ain't heard nothing I just shared on you with that.
I already know that because I ain't amongst none of that.
And that's what I'm saying.
I already
So why number one, why was that guy even out there, whoever he was? No. Why was that guy out there with his gun? Why? See, and that's the same thing. Someone, I heard about some woman got shot by the ICE agent because she was driving a car. I don't know about it. I'm telling you what I heard.
That was more different. That was a little bit more. You could have just parked the car, just got
The whole point is she didn't comply, from what I heard. Because the guys told me about it. They said, well, what you think about the ICE agent killing this woman and this and that and this? I said, well, what happened? I heard about it, but I don't even know what happened. Well, she this and that, and he tried to tell her to get out, and she tried to run, and she tried to drive, and I said, well, it sounded to me like she didn't comply. And she got shot, but when I said she sounded like she didn't comply, they all shut up and like, I said, bruh, if the ICE agent is out there, if she ain't do nothing wrong, why not just stop and comply?
Okay, so if you riding somewhere, like, say you was riding somewhere in Detroit and ICE was in a situation on a block, you happen to roll down and that, and something like that happened, are you gonna comply?
I always do. I do when the cops stop me. And you know what happens? They do this. They get my ID. They're gonna run and come back. Have a nice day, sir. Thank you. That's it. I don't go through that. That's the problem. Why do you have to? You know that they got the gun. You know that they got the quote unquote authority until they see who you are. Once they see who you are, it's a different story. This ain't no Moorish ID. That's the difference. And I'm not. You can't. I'm not a sovereign citizen. That's the point. A sovereign citizen. That's an oxymoron. See, if they look my information up, I ain't gonna have to say nothing. That's the point I'm giving you. See, that's what I'm trying to give you to understand. Before I even got to this point, they took my regular ID and went and ran my 19 times. Have a nice day, sir. Gone. I keep trying to tell you something you don't understand. See, that's the whole point. I'm on a whole different level than the average man. And I'm trying to get people understanding, but people want to stay where they are. Hey, my students is teaching now.
For a civilized person, I get it. That works. But when you're not dealing with people who are civilized or under the order of law, you're not going to get that result.
I ask you again, are ICE agents under the order of law?
They are, but some of them retarded.
Well, there you go. But the key word you just said was they are. The key word you just said was they are. That's the key word. But the whole point is, see, the key is people don't comply.
Some people don't, you know what I mean? You have corruption everywhere.
And I agree. But the point is, if you don't comply, that's on you. If that man wasn't out there, he wouldn't have got his life taken.
Even if you comply, that guy was the one where the lady was not complying got killed, and you got my man who was complying and he got killed. So it's like
well, I don't know if he was complying or not. I don't know. To me, I can't see somebody just getting murdered for nothing unless they like these cops that's been like they've been doing our people.
Like 5 seconds.
Huh?
They shot him like 10 times in 5 seconds.
Like I said, he shouldn't have been out there.
I mean, yeah, you can say that. You can say, oh, you shouldn't have been outside, but you have the lawful right to exist on Earth and go wherever you want to go. He didn't maybe he didn't know ICE was gonna be out on that block that day, or maybe he was just getting him a coffee and he was outside.
Okay, if that's the case, why 5 or 10 of them had to be on him at one time? What happened for that to happen?
Exactly.
What happened for that to happen?
Why I gotta be something he did?
My whole point is what happened. I ain't say he did anything. I just said what happened.
What the fuck happened? Why did you execute this nigga for that? For nothing.
Well, we don't know if it was for nothing. My main thing is, why did that happen? See, I don't get an answer. We just assuming that he did something or that ICE did something. I'm asking why. I'm not saying that he did something or not.
I mean, if you look at eyes to see the video, you can see that.
I didn't see it. I don't know. I'm asking why. I don't know.
I'm saying if you got eyes to see, there's no man who can watch this video and say he did anything.
What about George? What's his name? They put his foot on his knee on his neck and killed that man. When the officer put his neck on George, whatever his name is.
Even if he did something, the reason everybody was upset about that was because that was an illegal move. That was an unlawful chokehold type status move. He didn't have to do that. All he had to do was arrest him or just put him in cuffs.
Right.
Cuffs already.
That's right. But the point I'm getting at is that it was a Caucasian that did it to a melanated man.
It could have been a black man that did it to him. It was uncalled.
But the point is who it was and what happened. That's the key I'm getting at. See, and this my whole point, the whole situation. Now we're not even talking about melanated. Now I'm not even talking with ICE. I'm not even talking about melanated or Caucasian. It's just that they have authority to do what they're doing, and it all depends on if the people are complying or not. That's what I'm talking about. My main thing is if you comply, you got to get to one thing before the next thing happens. These cops out here, half these cops, regular cops, don't even know the law. They get a badge, they think they can do whatever they want.
Exactly. What did I tell you earlier? It's people in positions of authority.
Yep.
CEOs.
Yep.
Money who are psychopaths. They carry the same characteristics and traits of a psychopath.
That's true. I agree with you.
They have no empathy for other human beings.
I agree with you.
Right. So this is how.
And then what did I say? This right here would take care of that situation. But you should see how the judges was bowing to me once I put my paperwork in. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Judges. My wife can vouch for me on that. I even taped it. You can hear them. The judges, the prosecutor. I'm trying to give you some understanding on something totally different than just thinking that they think they got all the power. This is what I mean by law. The law. You got to know how to use it.
Like the Epstein files, bro. Like we talking about like car cases. I'm talking about like major like scandalous shit, bro. Like I could see if it was like, you know what I'm saying, like a murder trial or like, you know what I'm saying, something heavyweight. You know, those instances, not to downplay it. I'm saying we talking about car issues with a car. You know what I mean? Most of those cases was dealing with your car or your license.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, these are things that, you know what I mean, a lot of times you can beat even without any of that. But I'm just saying, like, imagine having to go through that. Now, it'd be different if I seen it was like, all right, this brother just beat a whole murder case with this shit.
No, that is against the law. See, that's the difference. You said murder.
Yeah, like they got you on murder case and you had a lawful right to murder. Not murder. I'm using the word murder because that's how they charge you with murder. They don't say, oh, we charge you with killing. No. When you go to court, you are fighting if someone dies, you are fighting a murder charge.
But no, because sometimes you have what they call it, you have three different names they have. One of them is self-defense, one of them is manslaughter, self-defense, and it's another word too. So all of them isn't called murder.
Okay, well let's say they do charge you with murder and you have to fight that and show that it was self-defense. But they say, oh no, that was a murder. You murdered this man. You know,
that would have to be proven. See, everything is about proof. Especially in my position now. I'm not a citizen. See, a citizen can be railroaded because the citizen don't know the law.
I know a brother that just came home. He got a whole movie and everything. He won an Oscar for the movie that was based on his life. One of the guys, he went to Divine. He did 25 years. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So that, how unlawful is that?
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Nah, I mean, you don't gotta know what happened. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? And you can go research what I'm telling you. If
You just asked me how unlawful was something. I said I don't know.
No, that was a rhetorical question. It wasn't asking.
Oh.
See, that's the difference. Sometimes you don't understand how I'm talking.
No, I don't, because you just said my guy came home. I know a guy that came home and did 25 years and something like that, and how unlawful. I don't know. I don't even know what happened.
The whole point I'm making is that there's a lot of people that is unlawfully resting and doing time for something they didn't even do.
I agree with you. I agree, bruh. It's people that was just there with people that then went to jail because they ain't do nothing, and they just because they was there.
I mean, he had to get so much application. Like he even had the governor say, "Why is this?" He wrote a letter to the government, and the governor even asked, "Why is this guy still in jail?" Before they still wouldn't overturn this shit. He had to go through so much stuff.
And you know what? And guess what? Guess who put him in jail? The judges that's a part of the corporation. You see what I'm saying? I keep telling you, the corporations are crooks. The corporation. They call themselves a government.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
But what I'm trying to share with you is the corporations, according to the law, the corporation go by legalese. It's the difference between legal and lawful. There's a difference. That's why I started off with the conversation with.
I know that they're not two different things.
Okay, so then if we're having that conversation, and I'm telling you that law and legal are two different things, you're acting like the legal is lawful. The legal ain't lawful. You have to know how to stand in the law in order for it to beat the legal. Now, if the governor said that, and this judge is still sitting on the seat, something is not being done to get that judge. I know people that can get that judge off the seat. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you right now the difference in information, the difference in knowledge. See, the dude told the story, and even the governor.
Locked up right now. All the ones that's unlawfully locked up, that need to be your mission, getting them free literally.
I would love if I knew how. Yeah, I would if I knew how. My main thing is teaching the people what I do. I'm holding my promise to the Creator. If He brought me to the truth, I'm putting in songs right and give it to the world. I'm showing people who wants to come and get this information what they want. That's what I'm doing.
Well, yeah, you need to be connected with brothers that's in jail locked up and get them free. Period. Like, the ones that's locked up unlawfully, you need to be looking them up. Like, you need my assistance.
You might want to plug in. I thought this baby is plugged up. Hold on.
With your computer?
Yeah. Okay, there you go. It's plugged up. Look like, yeah.
You don't want to keep it plugged up. It's good.
No, it's just telling me to plug it up because it's running low. And that's why I just looked at it.
Battery out, keeping it actually plugged up. You have to let it cycle.
I know it just told me it needs to be plugged. That's why I'm looking at it. It's good. Yeah, but the whole point is that the whole thing is, number one, is people have to want to learn to know. You know, things happen for a purpose. Things happen for a reason. I don't know what reason certain things happen to people. I don't know why things happen to certain people. The whole thing, no different than the guy you talked about that got killed by ice. I don't know why. I don't even know why he was out that day. That's my question. Why was he out that day? I share with you why we're not supposed to be out there amongst people like that, because we don't want to get caught up in the rhetoric. When I say we, I'm talking about people like me and people that's in the position that I'm in. Why are we going to be out there knowing the stuff that's going on? See, we're in the house while all the chaos is going on. Once the chaos clears, everything else is going to be there waiting for us. But until people want to get more knowledge and information, they're gonna be where they at. That's all I'm saying. My main thing is my conscience is clear because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Now, other people can think, well, this and that, well, this. Listen, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. My door is open. I let it be open right here. People want to come, they can come. I tell them how to come. I give them information on what to do. They don't want to come. I done learned. I ain't gonna try to step and force nobody to drink water if I lead them to it. If I lead you to the water, I'm not gonna stuff it down your throat. I'm gonna let you have it for yourself.
Why would you even care whether somebody come or not?
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm getting at. It's not about caring. My main thing, I care for the people to know what they need to know to get themselves out of slavery that they're in. But if they like being in slavery, that's on them.
So people are adults, and like you're only really responsible for yourself and your children.
And there you go. Exactly. So with the whole scenario about the people that's coming or want to come and all that other stuff, don't make me no different. My main thing is I know where I stand. I give people open invitation. It's up to them to accept it or reject it. That's it. I went through what we're talking about right now.
Lawfully, everything can't be executed through law. That's why, matter of fact, there's law enforcement, and that's why there's a such thing as law enforcement, because they know that they can't just rely on people to behave just on the strength of the law. They need to enforce it. That's why they have people that will come. If you won't follow the law, you want to go against the law. We're going to enforce it and come with some punishment. You know what I'm saying? We got all kind of ways to punish you. We can give you the death penalty. We can come, we give your ass 20 years. We give you a ticket, money, charges. You know what I'm saying? We're going to enforce this law on your ass. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is.
So let me ask you, do you know about color of law?
Color of law is legally.
Exactly. But what does the color of law specifically speak on that you may know about? If you don't know, it's all right.
I mean, color of law is just that. It just looks like the color of law. It's like it's not sound of law. It's not law. It looks like it. It's just not. It has like like an example of color of law. Let me think. What's an example of color of law that I can easily explain? Color of law is like you need a license to travel. Like, you know what I mean? That's color of law.
That's not color of law.
Yeah, it is, because you don't need one. You have the right to travel, so you don't need a license. I don't need permission from anyone to travel. Like, I have the right to travel around. I don't need.
That's your right.
I have the inalienable rights.
That's your right. That's not color of law. That's a right.
Well, the reason I say it's a color of law is because they think that you have to have it.
Well, let me ask, do you know the definition of color of law, or do you know any of the not citations, the subsections, or any of the dang, I can't think of the name of color of any of the color of laws?
I've read, like, what you mean the citations of color of law?
Not citation, it's a what they call it. I'm saying citation, but it's a code to a color of law.
All the color law is just means that it's just something that appears to be authorized by law, but it, even if it actually violates the law, you know what I mean? So it's like I said, a license is an action that the government official makes it appear to be like, oh, you must have a license, but it's violating my law of right to travel. You know what I mean? My rights to freedom. You know what I mean? We say this is a country of freedom, so I'm free to, you know what I mean, move around.
The reason okay, here we go right here. The appearance or semblance without the substance of legal right. Mules of power. Here you go. I'm reading the definition right now. In the Black's Law Dictionary.
You ain't got a sentence or
I'm about to give it to you. The appearance or semblance without the substance of legal right. Misuse of power. That's the key. That's why I asked you about color of law. Misuse of power, um, possessed by virtue of state law and made possible only because wrongdoer is clothed with it with the authority of state.
ice then. Yes, ice is color of law then because
Wait, can I finish up? Let me finish. Color of state. This is action taken under color of law. Action. Okay, this as used in civil rights, acts means same thing as state action. Timpson and acts under color of law of a state include not only acts done by state official within the bounds of the limits of their lawful authority, but also acts done without and beyond the bounds of their lawful authority. Okay, provided that in order of unlawful acts of an official to be done under color of any law, the unlawful act must be done while such official is purporting or pretending to act in the performance of his official duties.
ice.
Okay, there might be. I'm not saying it's not, but that
He's a perfect example.
yeah. Now, because the reason reason that came to mind because I'm gonna tell you about the paperwork I put in the in court. I'm gonna tell you that in a few minutes. Everything that the system is doing that's against the law. I'm gonna give it to you in a few minutes. Pretending to act as the performance of his official duties. That is to say, the unlawful acts must consist in an abuse or misuse of power which is possessed by the official only because he is an official. And the unlawful acts must be of such a nature or character and be committed under such circumstances that they would not have occurred but for the fact that the person committing them was an official then and there exercising his official powers outside of bounds of lawful authority. Now, reason I read that and I got that, and it hit me while we was talking, is because when you get stopped by the cops, I'm just going to use the regular cop. You get stopped for a citation of, a broken tail light, all these different things, a broken tail light, a cracked windshield. That stuff is color of law. They're acting outside of their judicial or their actual duty. Meaning that, because I got the paper, I wish I'd pulled that up, but I went to my Black's Law Dictionary, but I wish I could show you my not citation. It's it's the thing that they have, but it shows that you can put a judge or one of them to death for color of law. They can go to jail for color of law. Things that they do outside of their jurisdiction, as you just seen, is color of law. So the point is that what I meant by ask you about color of law is the fact that when they do something that's outside of the real law, they have violated their position. So by them doing that, they're violating the position. They can go to jail. They can end up with death. And you know what? When I went in and put all my paperwork down, I made sure that became part of my my documents that I turned in. And I have it. That's what I mean. So the whole thing, and ICE may be doing things like, but see, the whole thing is if people don't know they're doing it, how can you act on something you don't know? How can you come on, or how can you promote, or how can you file on something you don't know nothing about? This is what I was saying earlier about first grade and fifth grade.
Because they might not know how to file it, don't mean that they don't know that they is doing color of law. So most people is aware of what color of law is. filing and all of this stuff, that's the part they probably don't do.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They probably just heard what I just said, because if they don't know about that, they don't really know. They may have heard color of law, but they don't know what it means. This is what I'm getting at. When people know about something, they know how to act on it, then that's a different story. But if they don't know, how can they act on it? Like the same with that brother you just said that's in jail. And he wrote to the governor. And the governor asked the judge, why is he still in jail? If that brother knew how to use color of law according to his case, that judge be facing some time, or maybe
he's in litigation now for a man. They about to pay him like a lot of money. He's still going through that. But yeah, like they haven't paid him his money yet, but like sure he getting paid for that.
But the point I'm getting at, if that judge is totally wrong, he abused his authority. We just got through reading it. And the information that I got, it'll show you that if they did anything, if he got abused or anything like that.
Yeah, that's how he got out. The cop that arrested him and everything, even the person that he used as a witness, all of this was found to be lies and everything, man. Like, yeah, that's all color of law. Going against your authority, like you said, lying on the witness, lying on the person arrested, all of this shit, bro. Like,
but it's something behind it that he can use for not only for just that point that he can get that judge with. That's what I'm talking about. That's why color law came to my mind.
that judge definitely needs to be out of there, man. Anytime you got a governor telling you like, yo, this case needs to be overturned, and you don't listen, and the nigga still remained in jail after like still for a couple more years after that, like. Yeah, definitely, man. But that's what I'm saying. See how lawful, he shouldn't even be in there lawfully, and it's already proven that he shouldn't be, and yet he's still in there, man. Like,
but this is where if he was in his executive office, it'd have been a whole different story.
Jail niggas be in there reading the law. Ain't no nigga reading the law books more than the nigga that's.
But if they don't know about the executive office, it's a whole different story. This is the whole thing I'm trying to say. No matter what books you read, it's the certain things, it's certain information that may not be there. That it's like the tip of the mountain.
All right, so let me ask you this: what did you read that told you about the executive office?
It wasn't what I read; it's what I did. Yep, someone shared some information with me. That's what I'm trying to tell you now. Someone shared some information with me. I did it. I didn't find out about it till I got with this group later on to understand it.
So you did this by accident, or you did?
Yeah, I did it by accident. It wasn't by accident. It was by the creator, because I was guided to somebody that said, "Do this, and it's gonna go away." Like I've been trying to share with you. Do this. Yeah, a lot of stuff I do. I do a lot of stuff based on something that if somebody tell me that it worked, okay, let me try it. I ain't ashamed to say that. It's a lot of stuff I've done that if I felt that it was some demeaning or something like that, if my spirit feel right with it, I'm gonna do it. And yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, we read it. I didn't totally understand it totally, but I understood it enough to feel comfortable about doing it. I just told you. I read it. I didn't just put it out there. I read it, understood. I felt comfortable enough. And when my spirit guide, I just shared with you. When my spirit guide me to do something, if it's given to me, number one, if a person said it, if it's given to me, and first, I'm always directed with the creator first. And my spirit feel good with it, I'm moving with it.
And so the person just told you about it, and you went and looked it up and did it.
Well, I didn't really look it up. He gave it to me. I researched what I had, looked at the information. I read the words. And got an understanding behind it. I just did it, and then I did the process.
You didn't even know how they got it?
Somewhat, but not really. But the whole point is, it's not even that. It's the fact that it worked for him. Like I'm trying to tell you what worked for me. I'm trying to tell you what's been happening. The cops do this. If I'm telling you that's happening, if I'm telling you that cops get behind me, I ain't been in every state to do it. I'm right here doing it. But I tell you what, let me tell you this much. People in another state, my students, it happened with them in the state where they at. Let me tell you that. My wife can vouch for that. Matter of fact, if you're on call, you could hear that. So the same thing that happened with me, I taught my students, and the same thing is happening with them. So I don't have to be in another state. I'm telling you what happened. No. I keep telling you, first grade, fifth grade, if you don't know what's going on, first grade only know what first grade know. Fifth grade know what fifth grade know. But fifth grade know what first grade know because fifth grade been in the first grade. Fifth grade over here. First grade don't know what fifth grade know because this got to get to the fifth grade. Well, if they get double promoted, it's only up to the fourth grade. They still ain't got to the fifth. You still got to know what you're talking about. So I'm just telling you what I know.
Nah, I know. Yeah, I know what I'm saying. I ain't saying, like I said, it don't work. I'm just saying, when people in the collapse got guns, bro, like, ain't no laws with that type of shit.
Okay.
I mean, hopefully no one have to deal with nothing like that, but, like, all I'm saying is, like, you know.
All I'm saying is,
you gotta remember, even they know, that with the law, they have to have enforcement. So it's the same thing with you. You got laws, but you're gonna need to be able to enforce that shit.
it is enforced. That's the whole point. I keep trying to I can't tell you no more. I told you what I'm sharing with you right now is private. It's not totally private because I'm only giving you only so much. Huh? No, it's not enforced for me. I enforced it because of who I am and where I'm at now.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So you laws, you can enforce your laws. That's all that matters.
It's my law, right? You have to know how to do it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to know how to do what you need to do. If you don't know how to do something, you can't do it. If you get thrown in a deep, if you don't know how to swim and somebody throw you in a deep, if you can't swim, you're going to drown. You got to either learn, you got to paddle, you got to do something to survive.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, as long as it can be enforced, that's right.
I keep trying to share with you. That's what we doing. And like I said, it's not only here. Matter of fact, it happened to my wife a few weeks ago. She had my van. She was coming home from work. Stopped, get some gas. The first big snow. Stop, got some gas. Now I'm just gonna give you this because it happened, but stop. She went and got some gas. As she got some gas, she pulled off and said, "Man, I forgot to put my." When she got ready to put her seatbelt on, she looked and seen two cop cars sitting over there. They met her eyes and she met them. She put her seat on. She gone. She riding down the street. Next thing she look up, cop car right here. She looked down again. She looked back at the rearview mirror. Cop car doing this. Look down the street again. Look up at the rearview mirror. Cop car goes. Same thing happened to my brother in a different state. I'm not gonna get a state where it's at, but in a different state happened with him. The next following week, the same day. The next following week, the same day. He said he was riding down the street. He got in the lane. They got in the lane. They got in the lane. Jumped in the lane. Jumped the lane again. He jumped the lane. Now the cop reading his plate. Next thing you know, cop started doing this. Next thing you know, cop did this. Bruh, we're on a whole different level. My main thing is I'm not trying to come on, man, come on. I ain't got time for that. My main thing is I told the spirit is going to lead those who want to come this way. And that's why I know it ain't me. It's the creator. And if who it's for, that's who it's for. I'm not worried about people out there who don't want what the creator has allowed me to come to know to give. Like I said, this ain't for ignorant people. Where we at, we carry ourselves as prince and princesses. We carry ourselves.
So what about diplomats who got diplomat plates?
That's what I'm saying. That's what
They don't get stopped either. Or they ain't executive.
Well, there are other people that got those plates. That means that they know some information. If you got diplomatic plates, that means you know some information. Everybody don't have diplomatic plates.
Yes, I see lots of diplomat plates.
Okay. That means that people is made their moves on getting the things that they need to do. That means that whoever got their diplomatic place, they know what they're doing. But mine, I haven't gotten mine yet. But I got my information for them.
So you got the information to get the diplomat?
To get them. Yep. I haven't gotten them yet, but I got them to get them. That's my information back there. Those barcodes right there. And this is my, you can see that? That's my passport.
Looking at the phone, you felt something.
Huh?
You had something up.
I have something up?
Yeah, like the diplomat plate. Oh, you talking about that?
Yeah.
You're not recording this, are you?
It's recorded.
Oh, you put this on the recording, bro? Don't put this on.
And I ain't worried about that. Ain't nothing they can do. That's mine. Ain't nothing they can do. All they can do is look at it. That's all they can do. I'm not worried about nothing because I'm covered by the creator. I'm going to tell you, what we're doing is the creator's work. I made a promise to the creator, we brought him to the truth. I'll put the truth in songs and writing and give it to the world. It's up to the world to accept it or reject it. I know where I'm at. I know what I'm doing. I know what the creator has brought me through to be where I'm at today.
You know the majority of people are rejected anyway, so you know.
There you go. That's the whole point.
That's expected.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't worry. I know where I'm at. I know what I've been through. I know my experience. Say again.
I said it already tell you that it's many is called,
but few are chosen. Exactly. And but think about it. That's their choice. Everybody has a choice. It's up to them. My main thing is I gave an open invitation and I'm doing it for free. I'm not charging nothing. So I don't worry about it. Dang, we 2 hours in on this one. We're going to get ready to pull up on this one.
Nah, yeah, because you know what? I just realized it's 1 o'clock. Yeah. Nah, I feel this heavy, so that's good.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Hey, all is well. All is well. But the whole thing is, like I said, there's a lot of things going on that people have no understanding about. Now, me, myself, I only can share information, and that's all I can do. My main thing is I can't convince nobody to do no more than they want to do. I'm glad I know where I'm at and where I've come from. All right. Look, I see my boy Bisco Jordan came in for a quick moment over here on. Yep. But as I'm saying, though, on the ignorant part, I got to let you know. I just want to let that be known. The people when I say ignorant, I'm talking about belligerent, thieves, thugs. This ain't for them. This going to put them under the jail. This ain't for them because I tell you what, they go out there. That's what I meant when you said murder. You said if you murder, that's against the law. I'm talking about law. I'm not talking about legal. I'm talking about law. When the position that we're in, we are to keep the laws. The laws is the 10 Commandments plus the laws in the scriptures. We're to keep this because this is what we're not to be. This is waiting for us. The scriptures, what we're talking about is from here. This is law. That might be going in and out. But yeah, what we're talking about is from law. And it was predicated on the law.
Right. Yeah, no, I ain't saying use it for nothing unlawful, but like I said, sometimes people get charged for murder and they even commit it. Like my man I was telling you about. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
yeah, when time for a murder you ain't even commit was lawful in that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I get what you're saying. This ain't for like you said, to circumvent the law. It's not for that. Like yeah.
Right.
I mean, they already got ways to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't need this for that. Like they already. That's just called cheating and lying. You know what I'm saying? Like you already did.
And also, it was a lot of things that's going to happen to us as a people because we went through the 400 years. 400 years, the Father said certain things were going to end up happening. We end up getting caught up in a lot of those situations in that time, but we out of it now. We out of 400 years, and it's our time now. Our time is now. Our time to get what we need and start building on what we need is now. It all depends on who all want what's ready for them. If people don't want it, that's on them. Yeah, brother, it was a good vibe tonight, though.
They said no time like now.
That's where we at. That's exactly where we at. So, bro, we're gonna go ahead and get ready to end it. This month was this we was on this month 2 hours and 36, 2 hours and 26 minutes. Man, we was on here for a minute tonight.
Nah, that's good though. Say tomorrow, say you back at it tomorrow.
Yep, tomorrow. We'll see what the Father allows to come out for tomorrow night, because there's gonna be some knowledge come out tomorrow night. Today I was really just getting in on trying to put this computer up, which I'm glad I finally got it together now. Had our first night on it. We had a little chit chat on it for my first night.
Words they just broke it out today.
There you go. Well, my bro, anything you want to say before we go?
Peace to everybody. I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. Good talking to you tonight, though, G1.
Always a pleasure, man.
Yeah, just building,
Yeah, we'll get chatted up tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna see if the Father's gonna bring on the board for tomorrow. See what happens. But for everybody else,
ain't nobody else popping in here. Kaz, no one else came.
no, Kaz, something was going on. He ended up sharing a brother from UK ended up getting on with me today. I understand he called me, a brother from UK that he gave my number to, called me today. So we got another brother's gonna be in the classes. So yeah, it's growing. Like I said, it's growing. It's growing.
Trip over there anyway.
Oh, hey, it's a lot coming. It's a lot coming. But other than that, for everybody else, I am that Mikael in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's me. Showing the holy people who they're really supposed to be. Waking them out of their dead beds, which is really in their heads. For all of you who's living in the new, this is for you. I'm that same Mikael in Revelations 12, battling that red dragon where Satan dwelled, who deceiveth the whole world but prevaileth not, because the horn is blown without a doubt. This was prophesied for you to see that Mikael is really me. And we get ready to end with the benediction, which is in Numbers chapter 6, verse 22 through 27. And it reads, And Yah spoke unto Moses, saying, Speak unto Aaron and unto his son, saying, On this wise ye shall bless the children of Israel, saying unto them, Yah bless thee and keep thee. Yah make his face shine upon thee and be gracious unto thee. Yah lift up his countenance upon thee and give thee peace. And they shall put Yah's name upon the children of Israel, which is his law, and Yah will bless them. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shekebo, Vakuto Violam Vae. Hallelujah. Hear, O Israel, Yah Father is one Father. Blessed be thy glorious kingdom forever and ever. Hallelujah. Thank you, Father, for the reading of your word. Thank you for the knowledge that you've shared tonight, that we grow together in your knowledge, your word, and your information. Allow people to come to your knowledge, your information, your word, and your ruach, that they may grow to flourish your kingdom in this earth. In your holy word and spirit and all things we pray. Hallelujah. 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 Thank you, Father. All right. All right. Now, for everyone else that may come through, Bisco, I don't know if you're still there or not. I see it look like you came through over there on Facebook. But for any and everybody else, just wanted to share with everyone that on Tuesday mornings and the night after Tuesday, which is that night at 9 p.m., we have Tuesday morning at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. we have Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge, which is private. It's private and it's separate because, like I said, shared earlier, it's not for the ignorant, it's for those who choose to take care of their own affairs. So, and what you would do is you would text me your name, number, and email. Once you text me your name, number, and email, I will put your email in my Google Calendar. And if you don't have a Google Calendar, please just download Google Calendar. Then once you text me your name, number, and your email, and also say, I would like to know more about the Sovereign classes, I will put your email in my Google Calendar. It will come up in your email. Once it come up in your email, you will accept my dates that I have for the nights, like tonight, last night, tomorrow, and Tuesday. They will come up, and you will accept them, the invites, and then they will show up in your calendar. Once you do that, then you'll be invited to the classes. But not only that, you'll actually have to sign an NDA. An NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, meaning that the reason why we have you sign a non-disclosure agreement is because some people want to mix information. We have a planned format for you to follow. If you decide to go out that format and you do some other than that, and if you get in trouble out there in the system, that's going to be on you because we're doing things in strategic format, and that's on you if you decide to do something other than that. That's the reason why we actually have you sign the NDA, not because we don't want you to disclose. It is certain things we don't want you to disclose because this is private. But yet still, also, the key is that if you get in trouble, that's going to be on you. That's not on us. So I'm just being straight up for those who want it. But other than that, just text me your name, number, and email and say you'd like to know more about sovereign classes at 770-572-5315. That's 770-572-5315. And or you can email me at lkhyym@gmail.com. Again, that's lkhyym@gmail.com. All right. Okay, you still okay? Good. That's at gmail.com. Also, now, if you'd like to get on the platforms we're on YouTube Live, or should I say we're on YouTube, and we're also on X, formerly known as Twitter. That's YouTube and X, formerly known as Twitter, at JuicePro33, which is all one word, which is spelled JUICEPRO 33. Again, that's JUICEPRO 33. All right. Also, we're on Facebook. My Facebook page is Mikael Harris, which is spelled MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. Again, that's MI'(CHAEL) space HARRIS. Also, you can connect with me on Instagram and one of my TikToks. My Instagram and one of my TikToks is Lakaim underscore the juice, which is spelled LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Again, that's LKHYYM underscore THEJUICE. Now, my other TikTok and my other YouTube, that's my other TikTok and my other YouTube, is under Michael the Juice Harris, which is spelled MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. Again, that's MICHAELTHEJUICEHARRIS. And that's all one word. Now, for my full versions, you can go to rumble.com and patreon.com, both of them /LKHYYM. Again, that's rumble.com and patreon.com, excuse me, /LKHYYM. That's my Rumble and my Patreon page. Now, for my Zooms, if you'd like to connect with me on Zoom, which it will be in your email once you send that to me as well. My Zoom is located, what should I say? My Zooms are I'll start with the Sabbath, even though it's the seventh day of the week, I'll start with that for the first one. The Sabbath day, which is the Assembly of the Righteous, is at 12 p.m. noon on the Sabbath, which is Saturday as they call it. 12 p.m. noon mean at the end of the morning, the rising of the sun, at the beginning of the evening, which is the going down of the sun, which is at 12 noon. 12 noon is the beginning of the evening and the end of the morning, and that is 12 noon Eastern time. And we'll be right here with Sabbath Assembly of the Righteous at 12 p.m. noon Eastern time. And also we'll be here on Mondays at Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. That's on Mondays. Mondays, Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. And that'll be at 9 p.m. after the sun go down. So after the sun go down Mondays at 9 p.m. All right. But did we hit? No, I'm sorry. We didn't get Sunday like tonight. Sunday we have Fight Fire with Truth. That's Fight Fire with Truth, which is open conversation on Sundays at 9 p.m. after Sunday. The night after Sunday. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time. Then we have Mondays, Mikael's Knowledge of Truth, right after Monday, which is that night at 9 p.m. Eastern time. That's Mikael's Knowledge of Truth. Then, as I was sharing with you at the beginning, we have Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge on Tuesdays at 7:30 a.m. and at 9 p.m. after the sun go down on Tuesday. After the sun go down on Tuesday, 9 p.m. and before or as the sun is rising at 7:30 a.m. we'll be right here with Introduction to Sovereign Class of Knowledge. Other than that, I'd like to thank everybody for coming through for who did. And also I like the conversation what I had with my brother G1 tonight. We're going to keep building, growing, and going from there. Other than that, I'd like to thank everybody. I appreciate y'all. Love you. I'd like to say peace. And I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. So we're going to see how we working over here with you, G1, man. You have a good night. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a good one, my bro. And I'll see you soon.
Thanks, bro. You too. Peace.
Peace, love, my bro. Peace. All right. See where we at.
Recording stopped.
Okay. Mm-hmm. There we go. All right. Now while that's doing that, I'm going to say over here to Instagram. I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Appreciate, love you. See you soon and always. Peace. Momentum and consistency. That was it. And over here on Facebook Live, I thank you for your time. Oh, who we had over here? Robert Craig. Each man divine by his own vine and fig tree. Each man divine by his own vine and fig tree, which is a sovereign principle. We should have been separate from these Edomites. Separate from these Edomites. Robert Craig. Sorry, brother, he's not going to listen. Waste of your time. We at war, and he's arguing with you. With you. You're right, bro. Now that was brother Craig, Robert Craig, that said, "I wish I saw that, but my phone was in front of the information." But glad I got that. Wish I'd have got it on my Instagram, but should have got that first. Man, missed it. But other than that, I thank you for your time, your patience, your listening ear, and your seeing eye. Love you. I appreciate you, and always. Peace. Craig on it. I did not see him on there. But other than that, over here on YouTube Live, I thank y'all for y'all time, y'all patience. You're listening there, you're seeing, and Craig, I appreciate your info there. You said a mouthful, bro, and you was on point. Peace.